Back on the SportsMax Zone, we're still talking football, turning to schoolboy football in Jamaica, where action continued in the round of 16 and the DaCosta Cup at Drax Hall in St. Ann. 9-time champions Clarendon College tackled York Castle High. Dean Smith was on commentary duties, and he has our recap.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lance. It was indeed a DaCosta Cup action in the round of 16 between York Castle and Clarendon College at the Drax Hall Sports Complex in St. Ann. And yeah, that game ended up 2-1 in favor of Clarendon College. They actually came from behind, and here are a few of the highlights. So the game, it was played under rainy conditions, and York Castle with a quick free kick there, and Adrian McNeil played it into his own goal in the 7th minute, much to the dismay of many of the supporters who came on hand. Clarendon College would draw level through Christopher Hull. That was a defensive error there from Wilberforce of York Castle, playing it into the path of Christopher Hull. And Okina Jones played this beautiful pass into the box, and Devontae Hodges, the number 6, the man of the match for this afternoon's encounter, would have played it right into the goal for Clarendon College, and they went up 2-1. That's how the game would end. But there was so much more action. This attempt from York Castle, beautiful header, flicked on by Joanne de Clark, the substitute. Romeo Daniels in goal did spectacularly well to punch it out. That was something of prominence, much to the dismay of the coaching staff. York Castle, they would continue to push forward, and here again, Joanne de Clark trying to come into the box, but it was played out by Devontae Hodges. Daniel Parchment, the referee, seen enough on the afternoon. So the standings in Zone C, Clarendon College lead with the maximum 6 points from 2 games, positive goal difference of 6. Shroom Technical, they also won on the afternoon over Rossies 1-0. They have a goal difference of 3. They too on 6 points. So both qualify for the quarter-final group, and they will play each other on Saturday, Clarendon College and Frome, and that should be a very interesting encounter. York Castle and Rossies both on no points. So the next match on SportsMax 2, Garver Maceo will face Manchester High Friday at 2:30 p.m., 1:30 in the rest of the Caribbean. And yeah, that is how the action rests in the DaCosta Cup, and we have it all for you on the home of champions, SportsMax.
Yeah, tough conditions there at Drax Hall. Clarendon College aiming for 10th DaCosta Cup title, and having to come from behind George and Mariah in difficult wet conditions there. York Castle, a team from the parish of St. Ann where the game was played, getting the early advantage but couldn't hold it.
Well, last game they played, they had a 5-0 win, so many people had already tipped them as favourites against York. So I'm happy to see them, you know, living up to the favourite tag, and despite being down, it was 1 down, right, Lance? They were able to come back and, of course, defeat York Castle.
Yeah, they have charge of the group on goal difference, and you expect them to emerge from the group. My concern is for my team, Rossies, who are struggling in that group at the bottom. No wins,
Rossies,
no
they
goals.
beat last week, 5-0.
Yeah, so the Russians not doing so well.
Yeah, I guess, you know, the world is a cycle, because there was a time in the 80s and 90s when the Russians were a very, very potent team, and whenever you're playing DaCosta Cup football and you're up against Rossies, you know you're in for a tough one. But things have been a little bit lean for them in the past decade, and they are in the 2nd stage of the competition here, but at the moment bottom of the table and struggling to make a mark. But Clarendon College, for consistency, has been one of the best teams in DaCosta Cup football history, and over the last 5 or 6 years they continue to show themselves, George and Murat, to be a very, very prominent team in the rural area schoolboy competition.
But what's so special about this team, George and Lance? Because it's okay for one team to, of course, be dominant, but what I get from these schools is that, you know, they have these youngsters coming up one after the other. So it has to do with the management of the players and spotting good talent.
Yeah, and Lenworth Hyde has been their coach for some time now, and he has a good eye for talent, and he knows how to harness talent and to get them playing technically good football. So DaCosta Cup football really, really hot at the moment, and we are heading for the home stretch, and SportsMax, the home of champions, live coverage of schoolboy football in Jamaica, as we've had in Trinidad and Tobago as well. We go to break. Still more to come on The Zone.